Hi guys, it's that time of week again. It's Monday, it's book review day. This week we're looking at something I read on Kindle, so I don't have a physical version. It's Tom Marcus and it's called Capture or Kill. And Tom Marcus is, according to all the articles and stuff I can read about him, a former MI5 agent, MI5 spy if you will. However much of that is true and however much is fantasy or fictionalized, I'll leave up to you. Because it seems to be, when there's books like this that are written, the authors are normally ex-MI5, ex-MI6, ex-Navy SEAL, ex-this, ex-that. Normally there's an aspect that's fantasized or romanticized. So I'll leave it up to you to research the author and figure out how much you think is truth and how much you think is false, or even whether Tom Marcus is actually a real person. Because I know that there's a lot of people out there in online forums and stuff who don't believe Tom Marcus actually exists. He's just like a character as much as Logan is the main character of this book. So this book follows an MI5 operative, and he's put onto assignment. He's brought into this secret sort of off the books grouping organisation called Blind Eye, a very Bond type name, and they're tasked with tracking and taking down Islamic extremists, Islamic terrorists, before they can do anything. And it's very sort of cloak and dagger, very sort of secretive, follow the target, observe the target. There's a couple of gadgets in there, and it's quite slow paced, well, steady pace should I say, until the very end, where there is a massive climactic final battle. I won't spoil anything, or I'll spoil as little as I can. The main character is quite a complex character as well. Something terrible happens to him quite early on in the book, and it really changes his persona, changes his personality and his attitude. And as a result, he becomes more determined to get these people off the streets, get these Islamic extremists off the streets and follow them. And he becomes quite brutal, almost psychopathic, I'd say, at one point. So he's quite a fascinating character to read into. Their supporting cast aren't really there for much. They're just sort of there. They're just sort of there to fill in the blanks, bar one character who becomes something of a love interest for Logan, who is the main character. And as I said, there's a couple of Bond-esque gadgets. Blind Eye is a very Bond-esque name, and it's quite slow paced. It's nice light reading until the very end of the book, where there is, as I say, a final climactic fight scene, and that feels very James Bond. That feels very sort of fantasy, very Hollywood. Even though it is brutal, it is over the top. You get a sense that it's gritty, it's real, it's realistic. So it's like somebody took James Bond and took the fantasy elements of that and the glamorous aspects of that and flipped it on its head and made a James Bond-esque story, but threw away all the gloss and added in all the gritty reality of it. So it's quite fascinating to read that, quite interesting to see that happening. I did read somewhere that Tom Marcus didn't have his book proofread, and that is evident because there's quite a number of grammatical errors that are very simple, that could very easily have been fixed by somebody proofreading it. So that's where this book lets me down most. It is, however, a very interesting read, very laid back kind of read. So if you're stuck in a reading slump, as I've been recently, I would suggest reading something like this, because it's easily read, it's easy to get into, and particularly the end, you start to feel very attached to the main characters and you want them to succeed. Another gripe I've got with this book is it's focused on Islamic extremism, which is it's no longer the up-and-coming threat in British society. So if Tom Marcus is going to do another one of these, because this does lead up for a sequel, I would like to see him focus perhaps on right-wing extremism, because that is the rising threat. If you look at all the stats, all the studies, all the surveys, hard right extremism, hard right fanaticism is the most highest rising threat to our society. So I want to see him address some more modern issues. Yes, Islamic extremism, of course, is still relevant. It is still important. But I want to see the flip side of the coin now. So thanks for watching. That's been Tom Marcus, Capture or Kill. Go ahead and download it. Pick up a hard copy, whatever you want to do. Listen to it. It's worth a read. It's worth a listen. It's quite laid back, quite relaxed. And it's not very complicated at all. But that works in its benefit. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.